NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here as we're answering your trade rumors and mailbag questions. But first, shout out your favorite NFL team, wherever they may be, however you may be a fan of said team. I don't care. I just want to know who your favorite team is. Shout them out in the comments section. We'll get started with today's show. F. Matt Eberflus writes in, will Brian Burns get traded? Hashtag NFL. I think there's a very good chance that Brian Burns ultimately gets traded, and there would be a line of suitors for Brian Burns' services. I would say yes. I do think that he does ultimately get traded. I mean, I think about every team that needs a pass rusher you can think of would be interested in the services of Brian Burns, from the Seattle Seahawks to the Baltimore Ravens, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Los Angeles Rams, potentially, the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, it's a long list. And the trade capital, I think you're looking at about a first and then maybe a third or fourth. If you recall last year, the reports were the Rams offered 2 firsts and got turned down. Well, Panthers have different management now than they did then. They're not getting that offer they got last year. But I do think there's a chance it happens. Where will Brian Burns finish the season this year? Is it going to be somewhere other than Carolina? It's our pinned comment today. Weigh in that comment section. Tell me what you think where Burnsy ends up. Not Caleb Williams. Yeah. Caleb Williams, stop painting your fingernails, my guy. What are the chances the Giants trade Saquon Barkley? I got to tell you, I think they're better than what some people think. Here's the deal. Saquon's not getting a long-term contract. The Giants are awful. They're not a good football team. And so, to me, you just kind of connect the dots there. What incentive do the Giants have of keeping Saquon Barkley? Not to mention the injury issues and all that. Why would you not try to get something for Saquon right now while you can, instead of just letting him walk for next to nothing in free agency next year? To me, you ought to see what you can get, because there's plenty of teams that are looking for a star playmaker, i.e. the Baltimore Ravens at the running back position, to contend and take that next step. So I think the chances, I would still say that they're less than 50%, but I think they're higher than most people would realize. So I'd say about a 45% chance, if we're going to be exact, that Saquon Barkley gets traded. I think that the Giants want to keep him, but deep down, they know they're not going anywhere, and they'd be better off making a trade. Should the Giants trade Saquon Barkley? What do you guys think? Y for yes, N for no. Weigh in that comment section. Tell me what you think if the Giants should trade off Barkley or not. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks, and here's how Prize Picks works, folks. You get to choose 2 players or more, and then you get the choice of more or less being the number that is attached to them. Let's say it's passing yards. If it's pass attempts, maybe it's receiving yards, whatever it may be. And it's real simple. You choose if they're going to go more or less on the given number that's associated with them. Last week, I won on Prize Picks. And if you listen to me, you won on Prize Picks too. Don't worry, you got another chance to play along and win with me on Prize Picks this week. We're going Kirk Cousins to have less than 251.5 passing yards against Green Bay. And we're going Sam Howell to have less than 237.5 passing yards against Philadelphia. Play along with me, prizepicks.com/CLNS for your $100 deposit match. Use promo code CLNS to play today. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Check out Prize Picks today. All right, Phaser54 says Jerry Jeudy to the Colts for Alec Pierce and a second rounder. I don't think that the Colts would throw in Alec Pierce in there. I think Jerry Jeudy, realistically, is going for, at best, a second-round pick by himself, maybe a third, potentially. But Alec Pierce, I'd be surprised if he was part of the equation. And then on the Colts end of things, I know that I've heard that rumor that Jerry Jeudy's name's been connected with the Indianapolis Colts, but Anthony Richardson's out for the year, and that Colts team is still very young. I don't know necessarily why they would want to spend right now instead of continuing to stockpile for draft capital to build that team for the future. Juan Hernandez writes in, Hunter Renfrow to the Patriots for Josh Uche and Kendrick Bourne. That's a terrible trade idea, Juan. Why the hell would the Patriots give up Josh Uche and Kendrick Bourne for Hunter Renfrow? I mean, Josh Uche is a valuable piece. Kendrick Bourne looks pretty good. And Hunter Renfrow is hot garbage. What the hell is that trade idea? That's an awful trade idea. What do the Patriots gain from that? Absolutely nothing. No, there's no way in hell. Maybe the Patriots trade Josh Uche. Maybe they trade Kendrick Bourne. They're not doing so to bring in Hunter Renfrow. They're looking for draft picks. They don't want anything to do with Hunter Renfrow. Come on now, Juan. For more NFL coverage, subscribe now to NFL Daily by Chat Sports for daily news and rumors, trades, coverage, live shows, watch parties, and more. We're going to be live here for our trade deadline coverage coming up on Tuesday afternoon. Smash that subscribe button, and we will see you coming up on Tuesday. Tony writes in, Tony the Tiger. How can the Chiefs get better in the red zone? Because we are struggling in the red zone. How can the Chiefs get better? 2 words. Travis Kelce. I mean, simple as that. You got the best tight end on the planet, greatest tight end to ever play the game. Why aren't you going to Kelce every time in the red zone? Simple as that. That's all you had to do. No one could cover Travis Kelce. You got the best quarterback in the world as well. That's the simple solution here. Get the ball to Kelce more. Maybe it requires Taylor Swift being in the stands more or something, but that's the solution. Get the ball to Kelce more. Steve writes in, could you see the Texans trading Tunsil for more picks and save money, maybe a first and more? That's an interesting idea. I look at the Houston Texans, and that's a team that Tunsil's not a part of their long-term plans, so maybe they try to get something out of him. I don't think they're getting a first for Tunsil, but I do think they could get something potentially, take him off the books, and continue to invest in the future of that team. Yeah, I'd be surprised they got a first, but I want to rule out the possibility of them trading Tunsil. Bulls Nation writes, Evan Neal to Miami for a second. If you're the Giants, do you really want to give up on Evan Neal already? I know Evan Neal hasn't looked that great. He hasn't lived up to the hype of being a top 10 pick like he was. But I know I'm not a Giants fan, but I'm not ready to throw in the towel just yet on Evan Neal at this point. I think that's way too early. And to be frank, Evan Neal hasn't looked like he's worth a second-round pick. I don't think Miami's given that up for Evan Neal. So, Bulls Nation, I would be shocked. I don't think that trade happens. Nathan, Jeudy to the Texans for John Mechie III and a third. If you're the Texans, wouldn't you want to load up your receiving core? Why would you give up one receiver for another? I think you'd want them to play together. That one doesn't add up to me. I think you'd want to have both in your arsenal as far as that goes. XX Epic Jet XX. He definitely went to the back room of the family video. Hashtag NFL. The Browns send a 2024 5th and 6th round pick to the Commies for Jacoby Brissett and Antonio Gibson. Jacoby. You know, here's the thing. I look at Jacoby Brissett, and he's a decent backup quarterback. And Deshaun Watson, with his issues and everything here, with the Browns trying to be contenders, I could very well see the Browns reuniting with Brissett or Josh Dobbs or something like that. I don't know why you'd want Antonio Gibson potentially. I know that they've been short the running back spot, but I don't see Gibson being the answer. 5th and 6th, I don't know. It's not a terrible idea, Epic Jet, but I would call it unlikely, if that makes sense. Last one comes from Travis Anderson. Surtain to the Niners, no matter the cost. I would actually say the Niners are the favorites to land Patrick Surtain at this point. If he's going anywhere, if he's getting moved from Denver, San Francisco seems to be the most likely choice. They already added in Randy Gregory. You put Surtain in the fold, that could be interesting for San Francisco potentially. No matter the cost, that's where every team's got a limit of some sorts. But Surtain in San Francisco certainly sounds intriguing. Who's a player that will get traded at the trade deadline? We've talked about several names on today's show. Weigh in the comment section. Let me know what you think.